Hello, everyone, and welcome to the second leg of Group B of the Austrian Legacy League Cup. Today, our two hosts are Flying Delver and Finnick MTG. That's me and my
Hello,
co-host
everyone.
Daniel. So, Daniel, can you tell our viewers how uh, today we are?
What the plan for today is basically.
Yeah, what's the plan for today? Oh, yeah.
Yeah, for sure. As you said, we are playing the Austrian Legacy Cup. Since in COVID times, we have a special cup which is web-based, a webcam-based paper legacy magic. And we have 4 groups of players that fare each other in group stage playoffs. And today we are playing Group B, the second leg. This means we are playing a double round robin, which means each player gets to face each other player in their group 2 times. And after that, we are going on to quarterfinals and so on. Today, as we said, we have Group B, which consists of Peter Blank, Andreas Schabmeier, Mario Hinterberger, and Matthias Höller. For the tournament itself, we can maybe quickly have a look at the tournament plan. As you can see here, 4 different groups. And last week we played Group A of the second leg of Group A actually, and we had our first 2 quarterfinalists. Philip, what are your thoughts for this group then?
So for this group. Oh yeah, in this group we've got Andreas Schaubmeier on Delver, Peter Plank on Banter, Mario Hinterberger on Texas, and Matthias Höller on Bug Ninjas. So basically, I think if we can take a look at the standings,
Yeah.
Andreas is in lead in this group, I think.
Yeah, he has 6
yeah.
points, as
He has
well as
6 points.
Peter. They both have 6 points.
Oh yeah, and then there's Mario with 4 and Matthias with 1. So Matthias has the only draw versus Mario. I think it's very interesting this time because basically everything's open again.
Basically
in
like last week, actually. Yeah.
Oh yeah. So we will see who will advance. My prediction is that Andreas Schaubmeier will take again the lead because Delver is just such a great weapon in this format. It's basically probably the best thing you can do. And I also root and cross my fingers here for Peter, our co-host from the In Response a Legacy podcast, with his fancy brew Painter. And I think these 2 will advance, although it will get really, really close between Peter and Mario. And unfortunately, I still see Matthias Höller on last place in this group.
Okay. I mean, yeah, he's on Bug Ninjas, right? I mean, sometimes this deck can do really, really kind of broken things. But sure, my bet is also more towards Andreas on Delver, for example, or I think Mario actually has also a pretty decent chance with Texas. I think he can beat Peter and Andreas in this tournament.
Oh yeah, definitely. I think Mario's matches will be the determining factor here in this group.
For sure. Before we go on, do we have to say anything else? Maybe we can announce when will be the group stages for the next upcoming days. Do we have plans for Christmas?
Oh yeah, we have all our groups scheduled. So Group C is playing in the new year on 2nd of
January.
January.
Yeah.
And Group D is playing on the 8th of January. So basically, that's the last. That's the last.
The last stream of the group stage.
Last stream of the group stage,
yeah.
And then we will schedule the quarterfinals, and we will try to play them all on a Friday at 20 p.m.
Okay, that's great. So I think our players are ready. We can hop into the first match, which will be Matthias Höller on Bug Ninjas against Mario Hinterberger on Devon, Texas. Let's see.
Yeah, I will go and tell them they can start.
Yeah, for sure. The Carpet Live extension is active for you guys. You can have a look at the deck list on the fly. On the left and on the right to your screen, you can see and pop up the deck lists to see what crazy decks our guys are playing, basically.
Yeah, probably Matthias Höller is getting the Fringe Award here.
For this group or in general?
In this match. In this match.
In this match. Well, there's not many decks in this match. There's just 2.
Oh yeah, but I really like Bug Ninjas as a deck. Although I previously said that I think he will end this group as last.
Well, let's see.
But yeah, we will see. Nothing is done yet, so it gets interesting. Maybe he can make a run like Christian Neutz last week, and he almost went into the elimination round. He went 2-1, I think, and he lost a close one. So if he would have went 3-0, he would have advanced into the
based on the tiebreakers.
Yeah, based on the tiebreakers.
Yeah.
So everything's possible also in this group, and so we see Matthias Höller here leading with a Polluted Delta on a Snow-Covered Swamp. And I think it's probably a Changeling Outcast here.
Oh yeah, and you're right there.
Oh yeah, like I predicted. I really like the Changelings here. They can do so much in this deck. They're ninjas for Yuriko, ninjas for how's the other drop called? The Ingenious Infiltrator.
Yep.
So they draw cards, they flip cards, they are unblockable for ninjutsu, and also they act as thopters for the Retrofit the Foundry.
That's true.
So it's basically a jack of all trades in this deck.
I think we have Caracas into Aether Vial for Mario here. It's a little bit hard to see.
Yeah, it's a little bit glary. And so Brute Delta on Island, and
there is the Infiltrator already. Last
no,
time
it's Yuriko. It's Yuriko.
Ah, sorry, it's Yuriko. Yeah.
So he flips and Oko and Yuriko hits for 4 this time.
That's much better than last time. I think we had no ninjutsu shenanigans going on.
No,
the last time
not a
we
single
saw him.
one from Yuriko the last time. So this stream is working really well now for Matthias. But he can still bounce it with Caracas. I think that's probably the right thing to do here.
That's true.
So he hasn't, so that he doesn't have any block presence left. I'm not sure if I would have passed the turn here.
Oh, this is an attack. Yeah, I think he just has to bounce it before blockers, obviously. Otherwise, Matthias might be able to ninjutsu another creature.
Oh yeah, so he bounced it.
And he plays an Oko. Would you
very strong.
Would you elk the vial already here?
It depends on his hand.
On Matthias' hand.
If he has a way to kill the elk, it's probably right here to elk the vial. But I think because the vial is still on 1, I'm not sure if I would elk it here.
It seems like that's what Matthias did, though. Vial in most likely a muddler. We can't see really, but
yeah, I tell him it should show the. It should change the lighting
maybe you can tell him
bit.
to switch off the lights a little bit or change the light settings.
Yeah, the lightning.
Mm-hmm. But as we see, the Aether Vial is now an elk. And we see the light changing a little bit, making some adjustments that you guys can also see what cards are on the table for Mario. Ah, yeah.
Yeah, so I think it's maybe a little bit better now.
Yeah.
Also for you folks to see.
Very good.
Yeah, I think he is now reaching for a piece of paper.
Complicated stuff with elking and putting dice on cards, etc.
Yeah, not that easy this time to elk the vial. And I think he played a Luminarch aspirant.
No, it's oh yeah, sure, yeah.
So very hard now for the Oko. He needs something here.
Okay.
And it gets a +1/+1 counter from the Luminarch aspirant. So basically, the piece of paper is now the indicator that is elked, and the dice is yeah, for the chat, it's a Luminarch aspirant he played in last turn.
So at the beginning of combat, I think you can distribute 1/1/1 counter onto one of his creatures.
Yeah.
Interesting that he didn't attack with the mother as well. He could have killed the Oko right away.
Oh yeah.
But probably he valued the activation of a mother a little bit more here.
I'm not sure. I would still kill the Oko.
Me also, because despite Fatal Push, I think Ninjas is not too overloaded on removal.
But yeah, with a Foundry and 2 Thopters, maybe he's here. He's in the game again. Because the Thopters are, or the constructs are colorless.
Yeah.
So they can block through a Mother.
That's definitely true.
And a Skycliff apparition. Okay, I think this game is pretty much sealed here.
You think so?
Yeah, because of the added power from the Luminarch aspirant and the protection from the Mother. I don't think even some constructs will be enough for this ongoing battle. And also the Skycliff apparition, yeah, it gets the retrofit the Foundry. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That was certainly the right call, because retrofit the Foundry can get out of hand pretty quickly.
Yeah.
And he Lotus Petals the Caracas. Has he also swords? And yeah, it's also the swords.
That should be it.
Oh yeah, that's big. So the elk gets now in for at least 5 because of the aspirant. And the changeling outcast can't block, so Oku is definitely gone.
Mm-hmm.
To attack here with Mother. To attack with all that doesn't has summoning sickness. And attack the Oko with aspirant and Mother and the face with the elk. For me, in my opinion. I don't see here to hold back the Mother. Because he can't block the outcast, and a push isn't really enough, probably.
No, definitely not.
We know his hand, he has a Yuriko, so he will probably ninjutsu that in.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
That's why it also doesn't make really much to hold back the Mother.
Certainly this looks very rough for Matthias, yeah.
Oh, Mother. Oh, yeah. And there's Yuriko. And what does it flip?
Yeah, let's see.
It's Abrupt Decay.
Nice. Not too bad. Still, I think there's an active Mother, so not really a target.
Oh yeah, for sure. And also again the Changeling outcast. Yeah, it's kind of hard here. I think with Ingenious Infiltrator, maybe Matthias can come back here.
Mm-hmm.
Because that draws you a lot of cards and you have a lot of Eureka triggers then. Because I think the right call here is to bounce the Eureka, or do I see this wrong here?
The Eureka with the Caracas, right? Yeah. For sure, yeah. Also, given the decay in the hand. Okay, there's a sword.
On the Changeling Outcast.
Oh, yeah.
Definitely the right call.
And you can bounce the Yuriko with the Caracas.
And then swing for a hell of a lot of damage. The Luminarch Aspirant is... the Skycliff Apparition is now a 3/3. So he gets in for 3, 6, and 4 damage. So for 10, basically?
10... Yeah, it seems like it, yeah. 7 and... The Aspirant is a 2/2. Or is it a 3/3?
The Aspirant is now a 3/3 because there is a counter on it.
Ah, okay. Is it a 2/1? Naturally?
It's a 2/2, I think. So, I can look it up.
Really? I thought it was a 1/1.
We will see. Luminarch Aspirant. So Luminarch Aspirant. It's a 1/1.
Yeah.
So it's just a 2/2 now.
Attack for 9 then.
Oh yeah.
In that case.
I was under the impression it was a bear. A 2-mana 2/2.
No, but it's 1 mana. If I... Or is it 2 mana? It's 2 mana. Okay, okay.
1 and a white.
Yeah. Sorry, yeah. Yeah, it's a bear.
All the new cards.
Yeah, it's a bear if you put the counter on itself directly.
Oh yeah, and that's the scoop from Matthias.
Scoop from Matthias. That means we have the first game going to
Devon, Texas.
For Devon, Texas, yes. Maybe we can look at the deck lists and see what interesting cards they can bring in for game 2. If we look at the Bug Ninjas, certainly I'm looking towards the Plague Engineers, of course, and the Assassin's Trophy. Other than that, I don't think there is much for Matthias to bring in. We can shave some forces, maybe 1 or 2 copies. And
I would only shave 1.
Yeah, it depends on what other cards you can board out for this matchup. If you don't have any other bad cards, you have to trim more forces.
Yeah. The questions here: do you can pay for the mana from Murderous Cut with Delve if there's a Talia on board from the taxing mana?
I think this principle doesn't matter because you want access to every removal spell you have against a creature-based deck in general.
Oh yeah, I can see that.
And I think you can delve the extra mana, the text extra mana with an extra card. If I might be mistaken, but I think you can pay the text with an extra delved card.
Oh yeah. Really hard here, the sideboarding from Matthias' side, in my opinion.
Well, I would just shave forces and what else? Baleful Strix is really good. Brazen Borrower also looks fantastic.
Eureka seems a little bit underwhelming, but it's basically the thing that makes your deck work in the first case. So I'm not sure if you would go down on this. Also, I wouldn't go down on Okos or maybe shave 1 retrofit of Foundry, but not more.
I personally would not shave the card because this is the most potential and grindy card, and I think it's often considered to be the best card in the deck. Oh
yeah, definitely. But I'm not sure if Devon, Texas plays Phyrexian Revoker.
They should.
I don't.
But I'm not sure.
They don't.
In that case, the Foundry is even better, yeah.
Oh yeah.
However, speaking of Devon, Texas, we can also have a look at this deck list. What would you bring in here for Mario's side? Path to Exile looks tempting.
The Containment Priest works with
Yep.
ninjutsu.
Yep.
So definitely the Containment Priest. Also the Relic Water to get rid of the Retrofit the Foundry.
Makes sense.
Also maybe Cataclysm.
Cataclysm.
Because it takes care of Oko, and this ninja stack can go really wide. So 1 or 2 Cataclysm can't be that bad. Yeah, prep, that's probably it. It's basically a creature matchup here.
Well, you can also bring in the Judgment.
Yeah, also the Judgment, yeah. I would probably cut the Jite. I'm not sure, it doesn't do enough in this matchup. It just gets elked.
Jite. I mean, he can deal with some 1/1s from the Foundry, but oftentimes they will be sacrificed right away.
Yeah. So I would also, if you go down 1 Jite, I would go down 1 Stoneforge Mystic also. And I think you could even go down the Sanctum Prelate. Because I don't think you need it in this matchup. You fear the Plague Engineer way more than any of Fatal Push, Abrupt Decay, or Murderous Cut.
Yeah.
So basically they have free removal spells on 1, 2, and 6, or 5. And you don't want their prelate here.
Matthias, both players already sideboarded, and we are already on the next game. Matthias starting off with a Ponder and shuffled. Carcass and Mother of Runes.
A normal start for Death and Taxes here.
Yeah, for sure. There's a Foundry. And Field Push of the Mother. This is really strong for Matthias. He gets an kind of early. I mean, better would be, of course, turn 1, but the Foundry is really able to grind through the game, generate lots of advantage going forward, and the longer the game goes, this card can be really problematic for Mario.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it's for the chat. Hi Krizu, it's Retrofit the Foundry. It can tap, sacrifice a Fopter, put the 4/4 construct token into play. It would have been great for him if he would have followed with an Ornithopter after the.
There
there it is.
So this is an instant 4/4.
It was better.
Spirit of the Labyrinth is also really annoying for Matthias sometimes. Ninjutsu. I mean,
Brainstorm, Ponder.
Brainstorm, Ponder, and the Ingenious Infiltrator are hindered, but it doesn't stop the Yuriko, because this is, I think, a reveal, a card that you reveal and put into your hand, so you don't draw the card.
Oh, that's nice, Krizu. Thank you. Oh yeah, what does he search now? I'm not sure. Does he search for the Leonid Relic Water? But he would need 2 white mana for this.
Yeah. The mana base of Death and Taxes is always kind of shaky.
Oh yeah, for sure. I think...
Skyclave Apparition. Yeah.
The 24 lands, or does he play the 23 lands?
Yes, 23.
I think the 24 land version is a little bit superior, because it doesn't run into mana issues that often.
Yep.
But the consensus of the Death and Taxes community is probably 23. But I'm not sure. I would even go that far to play a 61 card as a 24th land. Because you need the white mana so so aggressively here.
I won't comment on the 61 card thing, Philip. I'm going to be honest.
I think that's probably one of the only decks you can do this in, to put the 61 card in.
Why? I think especially if you don't have cantrips, this doesn't make sense.
Because of okay, we have
lost. We lost
Matthias.
Maybe disconnected.
Oh yeah, disconnected.
No.
Going back to the question, I think Phil Gallagher from Freiburg University has written a real big article about the 61st card in especially Death in Texas.
Okay.
And the conclusion is that it sometimes it does make sense. So basically you give up 0.5% of seeing any card from your deck for having the 61 card. And if it's the land, that it's, in my opinion, okay.
So we have Matthias back, and the match can continue.
Oh yeah, there's definitely that's a very controversial opinion here with the 61 card, but I think it's, in my opinion, sometimes it's worth it, but it's very seldom the case.
Stormforge Mystic for Mario. Would you just grab a Better Skull?
Yeah, probably here. Just a Better Skull, yeah. He needs it to grind through the constructs.
I mean, Mario is doing fine right now. Both players are. The longer the game goes, I think the Foundry will be a problem though for Mario. I think he needs to find an answer for it eventually.
He just needs to find the second white source for the Skycliff apparition.
Sure, yeah. See, he has the already answer, yeah. I forgot about that, yeah.
And the Skycliff apparition would take care of the retrofit the Foundry. And that would bring him back into the game.
I think it's quite even at this stage.
So, okay, he swings in with the Strix and the Fodder. So, ninjutsu going on? No.
I mean, if you swing with the Thopter, should be right.
I think that's a 1/1 Fodder.
Ah, yeah, sorry.
And only the Ornithopter is a 0/2, and the Fodder tokens generated by the Retrofitter Foundry are a 1/1.
You're right.
Or even 1/2. I gotta check my facts here. Yeah, it's a 1/1. And now the next Caracas always lotus pedaling himself. But now there's the Skycliff apparition.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, Matthias has 2 Retrofit the Foundries.
He should still get rid of one, because 2 foundries combine each other so well.
Oh yeah. One makes a fortress, the other one sacks it. One makes a servo, the other one sacks it.
Yeah.
These can really get out of hand very fast. A very, very, very close game here. Both players have advantages. I think that the biggest target on its head has the Spirit of the Labyrinth. I think with a Ponder or a Brainstorm, Matthias can make a lot of room for himself. Hard thinking.
Yeah, unfortunately we don't know the hands of both players. This would help to
evaluate everything, yeah. Okay, so no blocks here.
Matthias has access to one additional 4/4 if he sacks the Ornithopter for the Foundry. So Myron needs to be aware of that if he wants to attack.
Maybe I would just
do nothing.
I would just pass here, yeah, get in the Beta Skull.
And then attack.
Block something, or
you can trade with a 4/4.
Then re-equip on something else so that it doesn't die to a construct.
Yeah, I would probably, if Matthias attacks, you can get in the Beta Skull, you can block and trade with one servo or construct. And then next turn you can equip the Beta Skull onto a creature and then attack yourself. Especially with these Strix now attacking.
Yeah, it's probably the road now is very clear.
I think Matthias needed these Strix to, in theory, block the Beta Skull.
It's a Skyclave apparition. Does it charm?
There's a charm, yeah.
I would just swing here with the Beta Skull. It's probably enough.
You can, yeah, but you can also equip it to a creature.
Yeah, I would swing with the Beta Skull. He blocks with the construct, both die, and he equips on something else.
Also works, yeah.
So he gets at least a 4 life, takes care of a construct, and has also the mana open for equipping.
Yeah, the Foundry is strong, but it's slow and it needs time, especially when it's facing a Beta Skull that is pretty much superior to the Foundry, as the Beta Skull can be equipped to a creature and then block any constructs. Matthias is also, of course, mana screwed for a little bit.
Oh yeah, just 2 lands is a little bit not enough for
kind of,
to get going, yeah. Also the GTA, so I don't have any clue anymore what he bought it. because it differs that much from what I would have done.
Yeah, I think you can shave or cut both the Luminax aspirants, in my opinion.
Yeah,
The prelate.
I can see that.
Maybe, I mean, on 23 lands is kind of iffy to do it, but sometimes you can also cut a land on the draw, for example, a wasteland. But since he's on 23 lands already, I'm not too sure about that. Speaking of Mario.
So he's now on 16. Oh yeah, like the chat said, blocking with Fopter. And then cashing in. Would be better. So cashing into another Fopter here. And still no lands.
Brainstorm. With the spirit on the board, this is not really good.
And there he taps the spirit. Oh yeah.
He has to put back 2 cards.
Yeah, he has to put back 2 cards. Can the judge do this?
I mean, he put it into the graveyard so it resolves. Maybe you're thinking about which cards to put back. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
There we see it.
Oh god. Oh god. That's just so a beating here. I have to get myself another beer after this.
Yeah.
That's just obliteration in 90s.
Yeah, that's pretty much GG. That's. I mean, it was bad before.
Yeah, the mana screw is just too hard here.
Yeah.
He hasn't found anything, and the spirit keeps him from digging for any more lands. Oh yeah, he basically brainstormed, locked himself here with no lands.
And discarded 2 cards. And paid 1 mana for it.
Oh my god.
It discarded 3 cards, sorry.
That's every Pox player's dream here, I think. Yeah. So he's contemplating now. But he can't do anything, he has to take it. That's basically GG.
Yeah.
So, oh yeah. And there's a scoop. There is the scoop. I will tune into our backup match.
Yeah.
And then I'll tell you more. So yeah, in our backup match, we are seeing Andreas Schaubmeier on Devler versus Peter Plank on Banter. The standings are now 1-0 for Devler.
Okay.
And yeah, we have the same problem again with the glare. Today is very
glary day.
Special day for glare, yeah.
What do you think about this matchup, Philip?
So at least now you can see the Winter Orb on the left side, and there's 2 Delvers on board. What I think about this matchup?
Yeah.
Yeah, Rack Delver is, as always, a little bit of the fun police of the format. It's good versus any kind of combo, I think. And with a start like, or with a beginning like this, with 2 Delvers and a Winter Orb in play, and 2 Flip Delvers here now. So I don't think Peter is really in favor here now.
Oh.
And also a Bolt. I'm not sure about the life totals here. Oh yeah. Okay, he's picking up the cards also.
Yeah, this is probably it.
Oh, that was a short one. I'm sorry, folks, for this very fast match here. So Andreas wins 2-0.
I mean, it's fine.
Oh yeah. But yeah, streams like this can happen, especially with a backup match.
Things could be worse. I mean, the backup match could also be over.
Oh yeah.
Already, so it's fine.
So we are now having a short break. After the break, in 5 minutes, which match do we see the next?
It could be Andreas versus
Mario.
Mario, for example. Yeah, let's have a look at this matchup, I would say.
Oh yeah, for sure. So so basically the next matchup is Rack Delver versus Stephen Texas, a classic matchup that dates back even to 2012.
Yeah. So stay tuned for that. See you in some 5 minutes or something like that.
Oh yeah, for sure. So welcome again after the first two matches with a very, very fast second backup match that we had. We had our first two wins here from Andreas Schaubmeier and also from Mario Hinterberger on Def in Texas. Thank you, Hipsters99, for subscribing to our channel.
Oh, nice. Thank you.
That's very nice. If you like what we are doing here, subscribe to our channel here. You can subscribe with Amazon Prime for a free subscription for a month. And also, if you like what we are doing, check out our podcast. You can find us on Anchor, Spotify, or basically any big streaming service. And also on Twitter, it's @response_legacy. And you can also find the link down below in the info box. And so for our second match, we are watching Mario Hinterberger again on Def in Texas versus Andreas Schaubmeier on Delver, which is basically a blast from the past.
Yeah. With a lot new cards added to both archetypes, actually. But still,
Oh yeah, but the matchup is played for the last 8 years 1,000 times, basically. But yeah, as you said, no deck stayed the same in this whole time, and everyone has gotten new tools in its inventory.
Yeah.
So, Daniel, what do you think? Who is favored in this matchup?
I think since Delver is just Delver, he can win basically against any deck. I think if the Death in Texas player doesn't get screwed over the course of his draws, Death in Texas should be able to basically win over Delver if he survives the early game. The longer the game goes, I think it will be favored for Death in Texas. But of course, Delver can execute a nice mana denial plan with Wasteland and Dazes and stuff like that. If Mario gets an early Aether Vial, though, he can, I think, really just win the match and decide it for his own.
Oh yeah, traditionally, Def in Texas was always very favored versus Delver.
Mm-hmm.
I think versus this new mid-rangey Delver that plays the all 219 and 220 cards. I think the needle swung more into the favor of Delver here, although Def in Texas can put up a hell of a fight and is probably still the nemesis of Delver.
Mm-hmm.
And also for the chat, I gotta say, Andreas Schaubmeier isn't the Storm Andy, it's the Burn Andy. Storm Andy would be Leopold Seed Andreas, which doesn't play in this tournament. So yeah, we will start the match now. I go into the room and tell them. Is there anything you want to tell our viewers now about the matchup?
Like we discussed already, I think it can be anybody's game. However, I think if Def in Texas gets an early Aether Vial going, it should be pretty big for Mario in this case. Although Andreas, or in general with the current Delver builds, they can also put up a really strong fight.
Oh yeah, and Skycliff Apparition was the last
big addition
to Def in Texas. Now they got a tool versus Oko, which is really the bane of Def in Texas.
Yeah.
I find it quite interesting that the new Def in Texas list don't play any form of Piffing Needle effect to handle Oko.
Yeah.
So no Phyrexian Revokers anymore or Piffing Needles in the sideboard. That's very interesting because I always thought that this was one of the best ways to fight Oko. So yeah, definitely a change in the deck's philosophy here.
Yeah, but still.
Just exiling it is probably better. I can see why, yeah.
Yeah.
Also, the addition of Luminac Aspirant puts a lot more depth into the Death and Taxes list.
A little bit of a more grindy element.
Yeah.
Or it's not really that explosive, but it adds over time if you put counter after counter onto your creatures, and your creatures, which are always or mostly susceptible to, since they have mostly 1 toughness, the aspirant a little bit hampers that, which is...
Yeah, basically what you want to say is Death and Taxes had never a problem to go wide.
Yeah.
But it has always had a problem to go tall. And with Luminac Aspirant, you have the ability to go very tall, very fast. And yeah, if you just slap on equipment or have a mother outside, then a huge creature can seal the deal. Okay, so no Dreadhorde Arcanist here for the Red Delver.
It would be really strong. But Andreas had to ponder for his first turn and now just pass with a land. This indicates at least a little bit of interaction from Andreas' side.
I think he wants to bolt it, the Thalia or anything that comes after this.
Certainly looks very suspicious.
Maybe bolt the Thalia end of turn and then deploy an Oko?
Yeah, could be a good play.
With no mother in the... Oh, there's the Wasteland. Oh yeah, there's the bolt now, I think. He has to bolt it now.
Yeah.
Wastelands are still insanely strong versus Delver.
Absolutely.
So there goes the plan of turn 3 Oko. And
the
Brainstorm.
The Wasteland is really strong from Mario's side. At least, he didn't deploy another creature, but the Wasteland really stops Andreas from casting Oko, which would be a really pain in the ass for Mario at this point.
Yeah, Oko without the Skyclave Apparition or a way to cast Skyclave Apparition is too much for Death and Taxes to handle.
Yeah.
So yeah, Philip in the chat has asked, every now and then we see some Rock Delvers with one basic island.
I think, this is a really tough question. I think in theory, against or in the mirror or against other Wasteland decks, of course, the basic island could be really strong, but overall it often hinders your game plan and your mana flexibility. For example, one Wasteland is less of a problem if you fetch for one basic and then you have only one dual left. For example, if you have one basic island and one Volk that you fetch, one Wasteland is still very strong against you, whereas if you fetch for two Volks, one Wasteland is less of a problem. So it's kind of, yeah, I get the appeal for sure, but I think overall going full on duels is just better, in my opinion.
Yeah, I also think going full on duels is the right call. It's insane how fetching all duels protects you from Wasteland.
Yeah.
You have to do it to experience it, and it's just really insane. So basically, if you want to play Wasteland Proof, you have to go all in on duels or all in on basics.
Yeah,
you get all the colors.
Exactly. Yeah. One basic won't help you completely out of the problem. That's the problem, or the deal that you have to sign.
But it will help you versus Blood Moon, and Blood Moon is now not really a part of the meta anymore.
No, not really. Blood Moon is certainly not the concern.
Yeah, I can see it if you run into a Blood Moon heavy meta.
Yeah.
And the Skyclave apparition, that gets forced. That has to be forced. He needs the Dreadhorde Arcanist.
Yeah. And that's exactly what happens.
Oh yeah. Oh, no Swords to Plowshares here. Oh, that's just too great. Oh, there it is. Oh my God.
There it is, yeah. A days though from Andreas. Okay, no days. This is good then.
He shot it in the upkeep.
Yeah, it doesn't matter if Andreas had a days, it would be counted.
But an Oak on an empty board is still
really strong.
Really, really great.
Does he have another Skyclave apparition is the question now.
He taps 3? Oh my God, he taps 3?
There is a Flicker Wisp, I think. Is it?
Yeah, I also think it's a Flicker Wisp. Which is okay, I guess. I mean, it only flickers the Oko.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah, very interesting. I don't get the appeal of this play here.
This only denies 1 or 2 counters on Oko. If you flicker the token, then you can at least prevent an attack.
Yeah. And so the Oko just makes +1, elks the food, and goes to town.
Yeah. Port of the volcanic island?
And
okay.
Probably bolt? No. Okay. So now, yeah, as we said, the food gets elked and he swings in for free.
Yeah.
Mario's now on 17. And Hooting Mandrills. I gotta say, I really love that the Devler now plays the Hooting Mandrills. I think this card is very good and was very underrated for a long time. Because it had to step out of the shadow of Gourmet Angler. Angler was just the best creature in Legacy for 1 mana for a long time. And now it's Hooting Mandrills. Yeah, mark them. I talked about the time before 2019. So basically, Grixis Devler time. And we don't talk about Renin 6 here. Renin 6 was a failure. Not the failure. It was an error. An error. That is gone for sure, and that's good. That's great. That's great. I gotta say, I don't miss Ren and 6.
Me neither. I mean,
No.
no, it just was too oppressive, of course. Wasteland being in the format is just too problematic.
Oh yeah, just wasting your opponent all the time from right there. Oh, that was so extreme. Just imagine a world with Devler Shaman, Ren and 6, Oko, and Uro. Oh my god, it's too much for my brain. he decides. So Richiti gets elked.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this is certainly a good spot for Andreas, and Mario needs to find a way to deal with Oko, of course, and the Mandrills is also problematic. It's just bigger than the elk, and Mario
Yeah, but the
doesn't.
Oko is on 3 counters now.
He can kill the Oko basically if he.
Yeah, he can take care of the Oko.
If Andreas doesn't have a removal spell. Swords of Fire and Ice for Mario.
I'm not sure if I would equip here.
I would equip, on the GT for sure.
Oh yeah, the cheater is an elk. Oh my god.
Yeah. That's definitely the correct target, I think, to equip.
Oh yeah, that's cool. That's really great here. Yeah.
And if you anticipate a bolt from Andreas, for example, then you still, if the GT gets bolted in response to the equip, you still have the Flicker Wisp, which can kill the Oko. Yeah, and this is completely fine for Mario. And next turn he still has the.
I would in this spot I would equip now the Flicker Wisp. I think. Is this the right call here?
Well, I'm not so sure. I think you want to get rid of the Oko, and if you make sure that you equip the cheat day, you force Andreas to have the bolt, because I think if you if Mario would be able to attack with the equipped cheat day or elk, it would be
I thought he had the 2 mana still left.
No. He played
Okay,
the swords and then equipped his elk cheat day right away.
Yeah, because he tapped the mana that late.
Yeah. There's a lot of pressure for Andreas still.
Oh yeah, that's really hard here. I mean, he can equip Swing Kill Delver, but then he's dead to a bolt. Unless he has at least a Swords to Plowshares or a Apparition or something.
Well, he can't attack actually, because he would be dead to the elk and the mandrills.
Because he's on 7. Yeah. Okay. I thought he was on 8. Oh my god, these spell snares are so good. Oh nice. My god.
Not too good.
Oh my god.
Yeah, he just has to pass the turn then.
Then he can, unless he has a sword left.
That's true.
Then he can sort the mandrills, attack, kill Delver, and only takes 3. Goes down to 4.
The problem is if you pass, the Delver can flip, and then you have. Oh, this attack is. Maybe Mario has a swords. He draws a card.
And maybe he banks on drawing a swords blind.
Yeah. This might be. It's of course risky.
A very risky move, but sometimes you got to play to your outs.
Okay. And
He
this is the
doesn't draw it.
game for Andreas.
So
Rock
it's
Delver
1-0 for
striking
Rock Delver
hard
here.
again. I think this tournament we have going on is a really good representation of how good Rock Delver is, because each Rock Delver deck we have in our tournament is performing really well so far.
Oh yeah, everything. Like I predicted in the recap we did, I think 2 weeks ago, between the first and the second leg of the group stage.
Yeah.
I predicted that 2 Rack Delver players will battle it out in the finals, and it seems we are still on the way to this outcome.
Yeah.
So yeah, if we would have bet, I would be even more sure to get my money.
on Rock Delver.
Oh yeah. Yeah, for new viewers in the chat, the next group is playing on January the 2nd in 2021. So basically in 1.5 weeks, we make a little Christmas break. And we are battling out in Group C then. And also Group D is going to play in on the 8th of January.
Mm-hmm. So this is basically the last stream of this year.
Oh,
Philip.
Yeah. To that, I'm drinking.
Cheers.
Cheers.
And of course, cheers to all our listeners or viewers as well.
Let's take a look at the decks, I think.
Mm-hmm.
On the side of Andreas, we get in the sideboard typical Rack Delver sideboard with a lot of one-offs. 2 Blazing Volley, 2 Pyroblast, Sword Elemental Blast, 2 Surgical Extraction, 1 Abrade, 1 Ancient Grudge, 1 Sylvan Library, 1 Winter Orb, 1 Brazen Borer, 2 Clothfist, God of Destiny, and 1 Submerge. I think you will bought in the 2 Blazing Volleys, the Abrade, the Ancient Grudge.
Yeah.
I can see also a Brazen Borer or a Sylvan Library.
Yeah, I agree. And the Clothfist also doesn't look too bad. There is this. Well, there's Skyclave Apparition, of course, but it's a very good and grindy card to have against a grindy deck like Death in Texas.
Oh, yeah.
He can board in Force of Negation, of course, cut the 1 or 2 Force of Wills. The Spell Pierce certainly will come out for Andreas' side. And
would you go that far to cut 1 days because he's on the draw now?
No, because like I think I mentioned it already, I'm on the train or camp of never cutting daisies.
Okay, yeah.
Against anybody. No, against nobody, rather.
It makes sense. It makes sense, yeah.
But that's just my, how I would do it. Of course, I'm no Delver expert, and I played some Delver in the past, but yeah.
It was you played the blue-white Delver Blade?
Yeah, actually, yeah, that's true. And also blue-red Delver. Grixis Delver also a little bit, yeah. And blue-red Delver is also a deck that I played a little bit.
Yeah, and on Mario's side, I think you want the 2-path to exile.
I agree.
The Council's Judgment.
Yeah, you can get rid of any creature and threat, and this matchup is about creatures and threats. In general, sure about threats.
Yep, I'm not sure if I would bought in a Cataclysm.
Yes, it's very mana, yeah, it's so expensive.
Low.
Yeah, but maybe you have to.
Yeah, to get also rid of another Oko.
I think Luminarch Aspirant can be cut.
I think in this specific matchup, Luminarch Aspirant is great because you
really
get out of bolt range that fast.
Yeah, might be the case, of course.
Yeah, just 1 or 2 creatures with 4 toughness, and the game is basically over.
I mean, what would you cut then?
I would cut the GT.
Okay.
And also 1 Stoneforge Mystic again. I think you only need 3 Stoneforge Mystics with 2 equipments, and with 3 equipments 4 Stoneforge Mystic.
Okay.
I can also see cutting a Prelate. Because you're boarding in 2 Path to Exiles. All your removal is 1 CMC. And the only thing you want to put the Prelate on is also 1 CMC.
That's a good point, yeah.
So it doesn't make sense to leave it in.
Yeah.
In my opinion. And
other than that, I think there's not much you want to cut.
Yeah. You need the Flickerwiz, the Thalias, the Cycle of Apparition, the Mother of Runes. Also, the Spirit of Labyrinths are great. And the Recruiters. So yeah, that's 1, 2, 3 cards for 2 paths and a Council Judgment. So basically, that would be my cyber plan. It's been some years that I've played Death in Texas.
Okay.
The last time, I think it was pre-Grixis Delver.
To pre-Death Shaman.
Pre-Death Shaman, yeah. I think that was the last time I really played Death in Texas.
Yeah, the deck has evolved.
Time ago.
Yeah. When will be the time to dust it off again for you?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure if it will ever be the case. I'm now a lover of faithless looting and cabal therapy.
Yeah.
And yeah, for the chat, I contemplated to play Dredge or Hogak, but I ultimately decided against it. It would be the best meta call, actually. But I'm playing Black Death, the 2-card Monte, mono black combo deck. Just for fun and lolsies. And I'm faring very well, actually. So I'm still alive in the tournament. I'm still able to advance into the elimination round. Oh yeah, and Hogak is in Group C, played by Manuel Danninger. No lead dredge in any group. This tournament consists of 16 people. It's basically open deck list, and yeah, it's very light on graveyard strategies. So what the meta game is, I think, 3-Rack Delver. Also no Snowco. But we have 1 black-red reanimate. No, it's goblins actually. I always think Michael Mitte is playing reanimator. So now we have 2 Ether Vials, 1 on 2 and 1 on 3, and a Stoneforge Mystic here for Mario. And just 2 lands again for Andreas. Very interesting that Delver has such slow starts here in both matches. Maybe it's his tactic or his strategy. I'm not sure. I'm not a Delver player myself. Maybe he can tell us more about this, because we are interviewing all our finalists after their group stage in the stream.
2 Ether Vials for Mario is just kind of an insult.
Yeah, maybe Andreas has bought the forces out, or changed the forces at least.
Yeah, sure.
That's one thing where I would like to keep the forces in, because forcing a turn 1 Ether Vial has just so much upside in this matchup.
Yeah.
You need to force this.
Oh, Winter Orb is interesting. I mean, Death in Texas is a clunky and mid-rangey and slow deck, but Rock Delver being a mid-range or kind of mid-range deck of its own, I'm not sure if Winter Orb is all that good, especially with Aether Vials.
Yeah, that's why he discarded it. Chat. Daniel, we forgot the
the timer again.
The timer again.
Well,
oh my god.
Thanks for noticing.
We forget this.
Yeah, let's give them 30 minutes or something like that.
Yeah, I think it's 25.
Okay, then let's switch to that.
Because I think we started the round on 55 minutes or so. So 25 is probably good to go.
Yeah. Yeah, I kind of agree on Winter Orb being a little bit, I think there are better cards to bring in.
Yeah, for sure. I would just, like we said, bring in the Two Blazing Volley, the Abrade, and the Ancient Grudge, and the Brazen Borrower.
Yeah.
And you would also bring in the Clothis, but with Skyclip Apparition, I don't like Clothis in this matchup.
Yeah, I mean,
there's really great targets from Death in Texas. You got to kill something, to exile something from their graveyard, and you only rely on your side. So I don't think it's good enough. Sure. If it sticks, if the graveyard is full, it's great, and it does end the game in 8 turns on its own. But without fueling the graveyard by itself from Death in Texas, I'm not sure if it's enough for a free drop.
I mean, you can also exile cards from your own graveyard.
Yeah, then you're just relying on your own, and then you've got a non-bow with one of Tarmogoyf and with the 2 Hooting Mandrills, and with the Dreadfort Arcanist.
What flaws are you talking about? I don't have any flaws.
We don't have any flaws.
Don't. Very cheeky. I will remember that, yeah, for sure.
Oh yeah, speaking of we don't have any flaws, we, the In Response, a Legacy podcast crew, are recording tomorrow night with Mark Eric Vogt, aka Pemin, or on Twitter at I Came to Game. He's our special guest on our podcast episode. He's the winner of Grand Prix Bologna 2019. And yeah, if you want to ask him some questions, some community questions, just go on our Twitter. It's @response_legacy. There you can find the tweet, or just DM us, and we can maybe take you into the episode.
Yeah.
Yeah. Great.
Nice. I was thinking about the match, and
yeah, someone has to do it.
I'm thinking if Andreas has a chance to claw back into this, but it certainly doesn't look like it.
Yeah, that's what I said at the beginning of the matchup. That it's basically each deck's nemesis here. So it's just such a traditional matchup, and it's always very nice to see it getting played out.
Yeah.
Very cool. It's always like the good guy versus the evil guy, and that's cool. But I think it depends on your own mindset who the bad guys are in this scenario.
This is, I think, a totally perspective thing.
Is the bad wasteland Richard on board player the bad guy, or the one who forces everything you do and okos your things? It's like real life.
Yeah.
You can't be so sure.
You're elking people in real life, Philip?
No, I don't play Oko outside of Dredge. or Hogak. I also played 2 Okos in Hogak.
Yeah.
And they won me games.
Yeah.
Oh my god, it was so stupid. But the best thing was the Mindbreak trap from the sideboard versus Ant. Just great.
Yeah.
So, what gets bolted here? It's the Skyclave apparition. And it's a 3/3. Interesting block. A very, very good play here from Andreas. Also forcing the sword here is crucial.
Still, he's facing a lot of creatures.
Just one.
Sorry.
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 And it was a Stoneforge, and now the board is empty again.
Okay, yeah.
And there's a Delver. Delver on an empty board. Oh. There's a land that gets tapped and pathed.
Okay, right away.
Yeah, I can see the appeal. But I would also wait until it flips. And the Caracas looks like a little bit mana flooded on Mario's side. That's the crux of playing non-blue decks. He wasn't fast enough, and now he gives Andreas time to rebuild.
Yeah. And this is the exact situation where the deck with the cantrips is just stronger and superior if it comes to a situation like this. I think both files are still a real while.
Yeah, I also think so. But our judge is checking in.
No, he used the vial on 3 to bring in the Skyclave apparition.
Oh yeah.
So. Or we did have some activation lost of Oko in the past, but I'm not sure.
I also haven't gotten it. I think he just made a food.
Interesting. No. Is it an elk? No. No, that certainly doesn't look like it. Apparition for a Delver.
Yeah. Skyclave Apparition is a really nice catch-all removal for Death and Texas. It's a little bit costly, but it's very good. The fact that it can hit almost everything is just bonkers. Brainstorming here to find a solution.
Andreas needs an Arcanist. Would be really good. Of course, also Oko. And I think That's why I would also bring in Clothes. I mean, yeah, Mario has Skycliff apparitions, but if he can just slam a Clothes, both graveyards are really full of cards. It would really shift the game towards Andreas. You gain life back, and without the apparition, the Clothes would be really hard to deal with.
Oh yeah. Basically, the only 3 cards that can kill the Clothes are the apparitions.
Yeah.
So I can definitely see the appeal, but I'm still not sure.
Yeah, I mean, it's tough. I mean, it depends on the other cards that you have to bring in.
Yeah. Also, Definitex is a Wasteland Reshadown port deck.
Yeah, sure.
Deploying an Oko is really hard. Deploying an Clothes also. Yeah, I'm not really bought into the Clothes plan.
Okay.
Ooh, yeah, that's enough. That's a Stoneforge Mystic. That's enough. So we go into game 3.
Yes.
That's kind of tradition here in this cup. We always go into game 3. Almost always. So in the downtime, I gotta say, you can rewatch all our matches on YouTube. They are uploaded. They are even with timestamps. Just search for Austrian Legacy League on YouTube and watch the videos that you want. Watch all the matches and hit the subscribe button there. Would be great. And at least we can give you soon a real link. If we have, I think, 50 subscribers there. If you just follow the link down below in the info box, you can find the YouTube link. Would you board something different here, Daniel?
Since Andreas is on the play. Yeah. Not really. I mean, like I said before, I would not bring in the Winter Orb. I mean, on the play, it is of course better than on the draw, but still.
I would also board out the Winter Orb.
And since I am on the camp of not cutting daisies, I also would not change the numbers for that card.
Oh yeah, on the play definitely not. You want on the play for sure 4 daisies.
Yeah.
But I think you can make a case on the draw for just going 3 days. I think it was on Eternal Glory podcast, where Brian Covell and Brian Cook both said that they can you can shave a force on the draw on the play. Because you've got 4 daisies and you can shave a days on the draw.
Yeah. Okay, yeah.
I think that makes totally sense, and I think it's a good way to approach.
I can definitely see that, yeah, for sure. I mean...
But I'm not a Delver player. I suck that much on playing Brainstorms. The only time I can play Brainstorms a little bit is when playing combo. Then it's okay because I just know what to look for. If I would play a reactive deck like
Snoko.
Delver is or Snoko,
then
I would suck so hard at Brainstorms and Ponders.
Yeah, and in a combo deck you play your Brainstorms a lot more proactively. But still, it is the card that... I think one rule of thumb is that you should not overcast Brainstorms in general. So certainly not at each and every opportunity that you can do it. Sometimes it is of course right to do so, but you want a really specific reason for it. one reason could, of course, be to guarantee a flip for the Delver, or to find a combo piece if you're playing a combo deck. But if you got nothing going on and you have other spells to cast, usually it's right to not cast the Brainstorm.
Oh yeah. Speaking of cantrips, we have now a flip Delver that flipped to a Ponder here. What I wanted to add at Brainstorms. I forget it. Oh my god.
Concerning Delver, or
I'm not sure now.
When you want to cast it, okay.
Yeah, when I want to cast it. One of our local guys said that the best Brainstorm is the one that you still have in your hand when you've won the game.
Yeah, I disagree on this. Because in that case, it could be any other card. Because Brainstorm did nothing.
Yeah, but you still have the safety net to draw the best card.
But the Brainstorm did nothing. This is technically not true.
Technically not true. The best kind of not true.
Yeah.
So, Andreas really bringing the beats here with the Delver and the Petty Theft.
Swords for the Delver. Would you do it in the upkeep? I mean, he stepped out, so I could see it.
Maybe if he wants to waste it like he does, then I can see the appeal. I'm not sure if I would go that aggressive for the volcanics like Mario does. We have seen it in the first game also. I would go rather for the tropicals because the threats are always the really good threats are always green.
Except for Arcanist.
Oh yeah, that changed. I forgot Arcanist.
Arcanist is still a very big problem.
Yeah, it was the saying back then that you should always go for green.
Yeah, it's kind of tough right now, I think.
Right now, it depends on your hand and what you are more afraid of from an Arcanist or an Oko or Minerals.
If you have a lot of creatures on your own, it makes sense to go for the red to stop the Arcanists and bolts and chain lightnings.
Oh yeah. What's important is once you've fired up your first wasteland, you need to
stick to the color.
Stick to a color.
Yeah. Typically, they are only. This is also. I mean, it's also kind of a lot, but still, 3 tools of each type in the Delver deck.
You could make the game and play 8. I don't think that's good with Brainstorm and
Ponder,
Arcanist.
And Delver flips or Delver scries.
And everything else, yeah. But in a Devon Texas or Wasteland Heavy Meta, I could see the appeal. There's a Ether Vial here. Played through Days. Days Proof, I mean. So yeah, a preordain here for Andreas. I think he's desperately digging for lands.
Yeah.
And there's the Tarn, yeah. He just has to hope that Mario doesn't have the third wasteland. Or else it would look really, really grim. And then Mario would be on his way to oh, there's a Rest in Peace.
A Rest in Peace? Okay. It it deals with arcanists and mandrills,
And Tamoglyph.
that's Tamoglyph is a one-off in Andreas' list,
Yeah, it's one
and
of.
I was actually almost very close to mentioning Tamoglyph for the sideboarding. I think you could maybe cut Tamoglyph in this matchup, the one-off.
Yeah, because it doesn't do anything.
I mean,
And
it's a big creature, but the board is always very clogged up. So, but I'm really not sure about this.
yeah, the rest in peace certainly hurts now. And that's the spells now. Okay. Whew.
I mean, does it hurt all that much? Only, I mean, yeah, it deals with two threats, which are. I mean, one of them in Arcanist is very problematic for sure.
I think Mario needs now a removal for the Delver. 2-mana Ancient Grudge on the Ether Dial. A beautiful Ancient Grudge signed. And also Japanese, I think.
Yeah.
Very beautiful card. Very beautiful. And a Skyclave apparition on the Delver that gets forced. It's really an uphill battle here for Mario. Delver has basically everything, even without Dreadhorde Arcanist. Daniel, would you wasteland so aggressively in this matchup as Devon Texas player?
In general, it depends on your own mana situation, and in this stage, since he fired already two wastelands, if he finds, let's say, the third one, you definitely would do it. Are we sure that Mario had two wastelands at the beginning of the game? Let's say in the first 2 or 3 draw steps.
Yeah.
Because I'm not sure. In that case, I definitely would do it, because if you have access to two wastelands, it's a lot more likely that you can maybe potentially screw the Delver player, which despite the cantrips can sometimes be light on lands in general. So I agree with the action and decision from Mario.
Oh yeah, in my opinion, I would also wasteland aggressively here in this situation. But my thought process was maybe you could have more easily screwed him from one color if he would have waited all the the fetching. But yeah, it's hard actually. So yeah, only 3 minutes left.
Yeah, but the game should be over until then, don't you think?
Oh yeah, it's only. Okay, he Lotus Petals him again. Interesting. A GT.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Not enough.
Oh yeah, so he was not able to play it and equip it already.
Yeah, because he has not enough mana. He was 1 mana short for this. I'm still not sure if he would play bought the Winter up. We will definitely ask him afterwards.
Yeah.
Because Andreas is now, I think, undefeated. No. He's lost 1 match. But today he is 2-0.
Yeah.
So, you should call extra turns, please.
Okay, I will do that.
Should we just take a look into the match, or?
Oh yeah, sure. Let's do that.
Oh yeah.
Zwölf. Danke.
So just change the timer to an extra turn timer then. So that's a very close match here between Matthias Höller and Peter Plank. Both are 1-1, and they are now in the extra turns. And there's a force of negation. Thanks, Victorinator, for the drop, for the Prime subscription. Okay, so very much to unravel here in this board state. Ninjuitsuing Yuriko in. I think it's the first extra turn now.
Yeah. I agree. I mean, both players can win this match. Peter needs to find a painter, exactly a painter.
Painter and land.
And the land, yeah.
Okay, so he takes 2 damage from the Yuriko triggers, which isn't that much. And a Thopter. Yeah, Peter can still win. I think Matthias is here digging for counter spells.
Yeah.
Oh, Chino has made it into the chat. Hello, Chino, and welcome to the second, or basically the 4th match for today.
The 4th match, yeah. But it's
the second round.
Second round, yeah.
Glad you made it. Okay, so it's now Peter's turn. And the second extra turn now.
Second extra turn, yeah. There's a land.
Now he's a painter away. He's just a whim away, a whim away, a whim away.
Okay.
Oh no, it wasn't a land, it was a Veil of Summer.
Oh wait, that's not enough, yeah. This
Yeah, that's not
means
enough.
Bug Ninja's taking the match here.
For 2-1.
For 2-1. Exactly.
A very interesting group this time. Peter is now 0-2 today. Matthias Höller is
1-1.
1-1.
1-1, yeah. And Devler again 2-0.
2-0.
This will be, I think, is actually Andreas now locked to be in the quarterfinals?
Andreas is locked, and the second one is it's hard. I think we have Matthias now with 4 points, Mario with 9 points, and Peter with 6 points.
I think Mario is on 7 points, right? He started today with 4 points.
Oh yeah, he had 4 points. Oh yeah,
he had one show. He's on 7 points. So it is basically between Mario and Peter, and they actually play each other in the next round. Yeah.
So the most interesting match would probably be
Peter versus Mario, right?
Oh yeah. Then we will watch this.
This will be the deciding match for who gets to play in the quarterfinals, next to Andreas for Group B. So with that, I think we can take a short break, and we will be back in about 5 minutes, I would say.
5 minutes again. That's a typical Austrian Legacy League.
So stay tuned for the third and final round of today's Group B second leg stream. Hello everybody and welcome back to the third and final round of today's group stage. We're playing Group B in the second leg. We have one quarterfinalist locked up already, Philip. It is Andreas Schaubmeier on Devler. What a surprise!
Yeah, like I said in the recap, I think that Andreas will win this group. And
you called it, yeah?
Yeah, and so we are looking now at the follow-up and who will advance this time.
Yeah.
We are looking at Peter Plank on Banter versus Mario Hinterberger on Devon, Texas. Strangely, we have Mario Hinterberger this time on all three rounds on stream. This happens, I guess. but these are very interesting matches and really cool with a lot of action. So you won't be disappointed. Also, not this time. And basically, it's now who will win this match will advance in the next round as the follow-up. So everything is now
on this match.
On this match, and we will have a good time here, I think.
Mm-hmm.
So let's hype for our players, and
they can switch to the players. I think we need to wait for Mario to join.
So for sure, he's still on his little break. Maybe he's a little bit more an extended break.
Oh yeah. I will quickly tell Peter to switch his camera setup. 1 second.
Yeah, so Mario is here now. Today we haven't had the opportunity to look at Peter's deck.
Immer nie wert zumindest. Ja.
Okay. I think the Carpet Life is not really updated now, but Daniel will do that.
Yep.
Once he's back again. So basically, what Peter is trying to play here is you can look at it with on the right side, where Mario Hinterberger is playing, and his deck should be. He plays 4 Painter 7, 4 Emery Lock of the Lock, 2 Teferi Time Reveler, 3 Lions of Diamond, 2 Lotus Petal, 3 Mox Opal, 3 Grindstone, 1 Ensnaring Bridge, 2 Engineered Explosives, for Brainstorm, 2 Orem's Chant, 3 Veil of Summer, 2 Intuition, and 2 Sevine's Reclamation, and 19 lands. So a very, very spicy list. Something we are not very, the average Legacy player is not very used to.
Yeah, for sure.
But the intuition into Sevine's Reclamation is just really cool. So yeah, Carpet Life is now right and works now. So just take a look at the decks and we will go back to the stream. Daniel, can you start the timer again?
Yeah. So it's up between Peter, or in general between this match, to see for us if Peter or Mario will advance for the quarterfinals of the Austrian Legacy Cup. What do you think, or who will be favored if we look at this matchup? Devon, Texas has, I think, strong tools to disrupt Painter.
Oh yeah, definitely. But I think I give Peter here the favor because Mario isn't playing any, like I said before, any piffing needle effects, so no revokers or no piffing needles.
Yeah.
And they would be very great to shut off Grindstone.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
And so I don't see Mario has basically to have Swords to Closures up all the time.
And it's still a 4-off without cantrips, so rather unlikely to have it all the time, basically.
Oh yeah. And I think Peter is here a little bit favored, although Skyclave Apparition could be really pain in the ass.
That's true. Philip, if...
Yeah.
I'm speaking of the Philip in the chat now. Sorry. Since we have got the question, who will go to the quarterfinals if they draw? In this case, Mario will advance because he is right now on 7 points, whereas Peter is on 6 points.
Oh yeah, so if they draw, Mario has
has the win, yeah. There's a grindstone, exactly, Gino. Grindstone on turn 1 for Peter. Certainly
a good start here.
A good start. I mean, it doesn't do anything right away, but it's scary because you know it can be active in an eye blink.
Basically, all he has to do is drop a LED, drop a land, play a Painter Servant, and then say, yeah, well, it's game over.
True.
And he just has to wait until Mario plays something. And so a very affinity-like start for Peter, with a Mox Opal and a Lotus Petal.
It just needs one painter for the combo. Yeah, this version of Painter is certainly much more combo-oriented version compared to other versions of Painter. And
yeah, he likes to call it aggro Painter because it works very aggressively into the favor of the combo, with the 4 Emery and the I think 3 or 4 Karns, or just no, only in the sideboard you got Karns. But very aggressively searching for the combo with the Intuition's Divine's Reclamation combo and the 4 Emerys.
Speaking of intuition, Peter casts 1 end of turn. Of course, getting 3 painters, and basically if Peter has another land or mana source left, this should be simply the game.
Yeah, because like we said before, Mario doesn't have a white mana open.
Yeah.
He can't sort it in response to the Grindstone activation.
Yeah.
So I think that's basically game here.
Yeah, he should have another mana source for sure. So he needs 5 mana to cast the paint and activate the Grindstone, and it's pretty safe to do so if Mario is tapped out and doesn't have a mana source in order to sort. Yeah, or Lines of Diamond, of course. That's game, yeah.
And it's 1-0 for Peter here. Very fast game. And we go on game 2.
Very convincing and almost easy as it looked.
Yeah, for the chat, Gino, he needs 3 Painter's Servant. If he would have needed a painter, he only needed 1, that would be me.
You're the painter, but don't you have servants?
Not anymore.
Not anymore. I mean, maybe this is a mistake. You need your painter servants, don't you?
I need my servants. So
yeah, they need to do the job for you.
And I just can lay back and do nothing.
Yeah.
No. Going over the sideboard here, Peter will board. In my opinion, he has 1 Snow-Covered Island, 3 Carpet of Flowers, 3 Swords to Plowshares, 2 Wilt, 1 Brazen Borrower, 3 Oko, Thief of Crowns, and 2 Karn the Great Creator. I think he needs his 3 Swords to Plowshares.
Yeah, I agree.
I think Thalia is still very hard to get by. I can see going out the 3 Veil of Summer. I think
yeah. This is a safe card. Yeah.
Also, I would think he should board a Brazen Borrower.
I'm not sure about this actually. I mean, yeah, okay. It's basically another removal spell. What I'm more looking towards here is maybe the Karn actually.
Oh yeah, he said.
Or the Wilt. I'm not sure about this, but Wilt might be too restrictive or too specific, let's say.
Probably, yeah. I think he said he can if he doesn't want to go that fast for the combo and be a little more grindy, you can always board out a lineside diamond, and I can see the Karn then coming in.
And maybe also the Oko.
Oh yeah. Would you board out the Teferis for Oko?
Yeah, I think Teferi is just. I mean, it's just a 3 mana bounce a thing and draw a card. More or less.
Yeah, it's probably not good enough.
Teferi can certainly be boarded out alongside the Veil of Summers, and you can trim a force or two. Most likely just one. He needs to protect his combo from swords.
I would even board out the Orim's Chant.
I basically agree. I think Peter mentioned that he likes the idea of casting an upkeep Orim's Chant to time walk himself, but I'm a little bit more on your side here as well, Philip. I think this is just not that big of a deal for the deck.
Yeah, I would go here just more into the
grindy plan, right?
To the grindy, to the control plan with the combo finish, just to finish out of nowhere and to crush him with Okos and Karns and all the 2019 good stuff.
Yeah.
And going to Mario Hinterberger's side, he has a Grafdigger's Cage, 2 Path, 2 Exile, 2 Surgical Extraction, 1 Containment Priest, 1 Canonist, 1 Relic Warder, 2 Rest in Peace, 1 Council's Judgment, 1 Sanctum Prelate, 2 Cataclysm, and 1 Walking Ballista. Because this tournament is open decklist, everyone knows what the other one is playing and what the other one could board. So basically, with this in mind, what would you board here, Daniel?
I think, of course, Path to Exile looks like a good addition to the deck. The Relic Warder also looks strong. He's facing a lot of artifacts. Sanctum Prelate also looks good in my opinion. As it is a combo deck, you certainly want to maybe not potentially 0, but certainly for 1 or 2, you can prevent Peter from casting either one of the combo pieces.
Or the fast mana. Or the
fast
Okos,
mana as well, yeah.
Or Karns.
I don't think the Cataclysm is all that good, because Peter has a lot of different card types, and except for Oko, not that many Planeswalkers.
Yeah, and it doesn't stop the combo, because also, you can choose Painter Servant for creature and the Grindstone for artifact. So Cataclysm doesn't get rid of the combo, so you won't board this in, no.
Yeah. Since Gino asked in the chat how would Lattice plus Grindstone work, you mean in addition to Painter Servant being on the battlefield, I would assume? Or just to the 2 cards alone? Because I don't think that Mickelson Lattice changes the color of cards.
It changes the color to colorless.
I don't think so.
But not, I just only the cards, I think only the cards in hand, I think if we could...
yeah, they're colorless, sure. They're colorless, my bad, yeah. It depends on...
Only the cards in hand?
No, all cards. All
cards are colorless. But if I got the wording right from Grindstone...
Yeah, this wouldn't work, because they need to share one color, and colorless is not a color.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah.
If both cards share at least one color, repeat this process. So no, it won't work because colorless, no color, like Daniel said.
And lattice plus painter servant is just a timestamp thing, because they all both interact on the same layer. So if you would have a painter servant and then cast a lattice afterwards, all cards are colorless.
Yeah, and again the same start for Peter with the grindstone on turn 1. I haven't gotten what he forced with the intuition. Probably a Ether Vial or a Thalia.
Good question. Didn't catch it actually. Looks like a 2-drop.
Yeah, I think it was a Thalia.
Yeah.
Ooh, that looks like a Skyclave apparition here. I can't see anything. Oh my god, the suspense.
You can zoom in, but it doesn't help.
It was a Flicker Wisp, okay.
Okay, yeah.
He flickered his own land to port him in his upkeep. Oh yeah, I love the German word for Flicker Wisp. It's Flimmerwish. It's that great. And there he goes down to 16. He forced. Mario is thinking about something. He has 5 mana open. Sanctum Prelate.
Sanctum Prelate, yeah. Possibly on 2, but this also hinders. No, it doesn't actually hinder himself.
No, on 2 it doesn't hinder him.
And on 2 it doesn't do anything actually.
Not even versus Peter.
Yeah. On 3 makes more sense.
Yeah, 3 gets rid of Oko and Intuition. Also, Sevine's Reclamation, Ensnaring Bridge. And if he has not brought it out, also Teferi. So yeah, Prelate on 3 is probably better than on 2. And double port here. It looks like
Double
Mario
port
is in a good spot here.
Yeah, this is really good.
And there's this sword. Okay, he grindstoned himself with the mana.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and he scoops it up.
Scoops it up. So we go to a game 3.
To a girl free.
Girl free. I don't know it in English, but this is a freudscher Versprecher, of course. I would actually be interested in how you would say that in English.
Yeah, just Google it. I mean, Dr. Google is our helping hand here.
Yeah. A Freudian slip. Yeah, nice.
Freudian slip. Okay. I have heard this phrase.
Slips.
That too.
I was here before.
but that's déjà vu. So yeah, would it change anything about the sideboarding for game 3?
Yeah, I think Peter wants to be a little bit more focused on the combo again since he's on the play. I don't think that going for a grindy plan is all that effective when you have the advantage of going first. I think the best idea for Peter would be to go for a similar execution of his game plan like we saw in game 1 actually, which is quickly assemble the combo and win.
Yeah, it's basically his best bet to win this matchup, because everything that Mario plays is kind of obnoxious to deal with.
Yeah, and if he goes that route at dealing with the board, I think Peter would just fall behind because Mario will have stronger tools, more threats, and more creatures, and this will just be a nightmare for Peter.
Yeah, it's an uphill battle all the time.
Yeah.
But that's why I think on the draw he has to play it more grindy.
I agree. Yeah.
Yeah.
On the draw for sure.
And on the play, he has to just go for it.
Mm-hmm.
Just jam. There are no force of wills or something.
Exactly.
So basically,
exactly.
For me, the sideboard plan would be to include the 3 swords to plowshares.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe the brazen borer to bounce a problematic thing. To go up the force of wills.
Yeah.
Yeah, and also change the Teferis for the Okos.
Seems like a good idea.
Yeah.
And a good plan.
So we are now on the 3rd round for today. It's the last round for today's stream. Maybe we can see the backup match also.
Mm-hmm.
Depends how fast they are. So with this group soon ending, the next in line is you, Daniel.
Oh yeah, for the next group, yeah.
Oh yeah, what are your expectations?
I don't have expectations, I have hopes. I have hopes. Oh, yeah. That my opponents will draw badly and I will draw always a turn 1 combo. That's my plan.
Draw simply dead nuts. Like Peter seems to do here.
Yeah. I think if I can win 1 match of my next 3 games, I have a reasonable chance of advancing because I would be on 9 points then. But still, if I really I would need to do it like Andreas and win 2 games, 2 matches rather, to lock it up.
Yeah, probably. And there was a very nice turn 2 Oko from Peter. And Swords to Plowshares on the Thalia. Or was it the Spirit of the Labyrinth? I didn't see it.
I think Spirit.
And the Elk goes in.
Or Athalia, actually, because he tapped 2 lands.
Yeah, I think it was a Thalia.
Yeah, it was a Thalia.
And
Skyclave.
Skyclave? Oh yeah, Skyclave.
Yeah.
But he has the Elk, so
he has the Elk. At least
his board presence is still better.
At least Elk is going for him.
Going in for free.
Brainstorm. Certainly looking for more lands and action.
Yeah, he fears the wasteland. A second Tundra is here really great versus wasteland.
And the Penta. Good question, Jonas. I think against you, I'm on the draw. And I think I'm also on the draw against Manuel, which is really scary for both you and Manuel, of course. And I'm not sure about the third one. Against Dominic.
Versus...
I think I'm on the draw here as well. I think I won every dice roll, but I need to check this.
The creature on Mario's side, we should check in.
We have one. I think we have one.
Skyclave, and the other one
must be probably a Thalia, or could be a Thalia. Let's say it's a 2-drop. Or it could. No, it could.
It's a Leonid Relic Water.
Ah, yeah. What did he kill? Nothing. Oh,
Nothing.
Nothing.
Oh, or he took the painter.
Ah, okay. I'm confused by the painter.
But there's another painter, so.
On blue. Makes sense.
I'm not sure why he chose blue here.
So that he is able to cast his forces with any card, I would assume.
Ah, yeah, okay, yeah, I forgot about this interaction.
This is just the best interaction for Peter and for Mario. It does matter a little bit concerning the sword, since it can give protection from blue.
Yeah, and then it can't be equipped. Because it falls off.
Very true, yeah. In that case, blue for Peter is certainly the best option.
Yeah, Veil is also a possibility, but I don't think he has the Veil still in his deck.
Would be very surprised. This is just a dead card.
It's only good if he has a painter out on blue.
Yeah, this is just...
And there's the Veil. Speaking of it, what the fuck?
I certainly didn't expect... I think this is not a good card to have.
But it takes off the Flicker Wisp or the Skycliff apparition here.
Why would it take off?
Because it has hexproof now for blue.
Yeah, okay. So, what do you mean by that?
He played the Flicker Wisp, tried to flicker the...
You mean just the trigger, okay. Yeah, okay. Yeah. Okay.
So he didn't get any value out of the Flicker Wisp, and Peter has got to draw a card.
Yeah, but still, I don't think... Not thinking results-oriented is the way to go here. I think Vale would... I don't know, 90% of the time, just a dead card.
Oh yeah, for sure. I also would have just spotted it out. But it's very interesting here to see it work. It's just strange to leave it in and just bank on the painter.
Yeah.
But yeah, it also works a little bit as a Swords to Plowshares and Path to Exile protection.
Of course, yeah. I can see the idea behind it. But it is so synergy-based, the card. It is a card that does nothing if you don't have a painter on your battlefield. I mean, yeah.
So you flip the grinds. Is this a grindstone?
A grindstone, a fetchland, brainstorm, and another whale.
So we can next turn play the grindstone.
That's true. Mario needs to find an answer for this painter.
And there it is, and rest in peace. But the board presence from Peter is still good enough. I think he can win with sheer beats here.
Yeah. I mean, what I can respect here about the decision to leave in Vale is this kind of shows that Peter is valuing his combo plan really high, and he's just full all in on the combo based on that. He needs the painter to assemble the combo anyways, and he wants the Veils as extra protection for his combo, and I can respect it.
Maybe if he finds a way. Okay, what is this card here?
Rest in peace. Do we have on the battlefield?
Yeah, but the thing he put into the battlefield now on the.
Good question.
It's a little bit grainy for me now.
Is it an aspirant?
It looks like it.
It looks like gray mesh for me.
Gray mesh, the best mesh. Same procedure again.
Yeah, as every year.
It's Athalia.
Athalia, okay.
Same procedures every year. Also, Teferi, really strange boarding here. Totally different from what I would have boarded.
Yeah, this is just really indicating an all-in combo plan. That's how I would interpret the deck configuration that Peter is going on right now.
Oh yeah, bouncing Thalia is also. Can you bounce Rest in Peace with Teferi?
I think so. Yes, you can bounce enchantments, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, artifact creature enchantment.
Mm-hmm.
So if he has a little bit more mana, he can intuition for. He can bounce the Rest in Peace intuition for Divine's Reclamation and Grindstone and win. So he could even play an instant speed Divine's Reclamation with Teferi out.
Mm-hmm.
Which is funny because I'm not sure who it was, but I saw someone on Twitter posting a screenshot where he mind twisted with the Supreme Vintage Cube.
Okay.
His opponent in the upkeep with mind twist.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
Oh no, not in the upkeep, in the draw step.
Yeah. Okay. Draw step this card with the fairy. That's really nice.
That's so sick.
I also love this in the 5 color control check pile of good good stuff cards from how's it called? Thomas Ma. He played a 5-color version at some point where he also had Teferi and Inquisitions and Thoughtseize, and casting draw step Inquisitions and Thoughtseizes is just
oh fuck, this is such a neat idea.
really, really great, yeah.
It's really cool. I think I'm building some Esper shit with this.
Esper control.
End of turn, Lingering Souls. Flashback, Lingering Souls. Oh, we're living the dream.
And of course also draw step him or upkeep him.
Oh yeah, that's just icing on the cake. Really cool idea.
Make him the Turok great again.
Oh yeah, this card is on a low now due to Veil of Summer. Really wish it wasn't so. Yeah, 2-card combo with Lingering Souls. I broke Legacy for sure.
Instant speed.
But I'm working on breaking Legacy all the time. It just doesn't work that good.
Philip, I have an advice for you.
Play blue and green? No.
Yeah, maybe you should add blue to your decks. But if you manage to do so, then I'm deeply you have my respects, of course. Then don't use red. Red is fine.
Yeah, red is fine. Don't use black or
black.
white at the moment.
Yeah.
Black is only good for removal.
Black is, yeah, oddly black in general is kinda
bad now.
Bad,
outside of fast mana and graveyard shenanigans.
Yeah, and combo decks. Whatever. Yep, I was gonna say.
Yeah. But any fair deck that plays black is now really out of the realm of competitiveness.
If anything, it's just a minor splash for
Decay.
Dead
of Winter.
Yeah, Plague Engineer.
Trophy.
The removal spells.
Even Hogak isn't putting up good numbers. And I think today Vorath XP, so Joseph Dyer's latest data collection from the Legacy challenges went online on Twitter. And Patrick Schuster, Orem67, has tweeted about it, that basically non-Hogak graveyard combo is in a great spot at the moment.
Yeah.
And what's bad is Vile decks and non-blue fair decks. Spell combos are good. Snowco and Ragdelva are also good.
Okay, yeah.
Blue-Black Shadow isn't really good at the moment because of Veil of Summer, because this card isn't really great. And I think Blue-Black Shadow is only really good if there's a lot of spell-based combo in the meta. So it could make a little resurgence here. But I think Dreadhorde Arcanist is just too good to pass up.
And also, I mean, Death and Taxes is certainly not one of the best decks in the format, but is certainly stronger than before Skycliff Apparition, and a white deck with Source of Plowshares is just typically not a matter where you want to be casting Death Shadows.
Yeah, always when Swords to Plowshare decks are good, then Blue-Black Shadow is not really great. So what you've got in the meta at the moment with Snowco, Band Miracles, and Death and Taxes, you've got a lot of Swords to Plowshares. And for that, Blue-Black Shadow is kind of underwhelming. Maybe if you would make a Grixis list with Dreadhorde Arcanist and plucking out the swords with flashback Thoughtseizes. But that's working around something, and that just Grixis Delver does better.
Yeah.
It's basically Grixis Delver then, just with Death Shadow. No, I think you don't want that.
I agree.
By the way, Daniel,
Yeah.
have you seen the latest iteration of the Rack Delver lists? They are playing now Young Pyromancer.
Interesting. So they are trying to go for a go white plan.
Yeah, they basically make elementals and then elk them.
Interesting. Yeah, like we said, swords to plowshares. This is a perfect answer, or a very good answer to a meta where there are a lot of swords to plowshares. So makes sense to jump in the young Pyromancer train again.
Oh yeah, I love Young Pyromancer. I'm waiting for the time that Malu Pyromancer gets playable again once Oko is gone. Playable, not viable, playable.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. I mean, my first legacy deck was mid-range Chunt, so this is the kind of same category.
Oh yeah, mid-range Chant was.
But it was
such a great deck.
I loved it.
It was peak legacy feeling, in my opinion.
Yeah, I really liked it. But of course, I had my Death Shamans alongside it, and without them, I had small hopes when Renin 6 was in the format, but still, you just can't go for a chant strategy when you have Renin 6 in Rock Delver. Yeah. So do we have a judge call here, or is Mario deep in the tank here? Oh yeah, there we go. Attacking with everything. Peter is on 17 life as it seems, and Mario on 10 life.
What's the reason here for going all in?
I mean, Peter will... What does Peter have? He has one Painter Servant and one Elk. So he's not in danger of dying from a backswing, at least on next turn. And I can see that Mario wants to quickly close out the game so that Peter doesn't have much time to find Brainstorm.
He can still close out the game really quickly if he blocks the Relic Water profitably. Then he gets back the Painter. Then he can elk one of his Painters. It's maybe still not enough, but it's certainly a lot of damage. What does Oko say? Is Peter able to elk his artifact land?
He should be able to, yeah. Or is it non-land? I'm not sure.
It's target artifact or creature.
Okay.
So it's not non-land. He can elk his land.
This would be a swing for 7. In that case.
So everything's on Oko. Okay, so no Oko anymore. Maybe he should just go for the combo here.
Does Peter have a grindstone in his hand?
Maybe. I think he's contemplating the mana. He has an ancient tomb. So it should definitely work.
It's good.
But Mario has an open white.
Does he have cards in hand left?
I don't see them. I don't think so. Okay, the Spirit of the Labyrinth is what's holding him back here. Oh yeah, I would love to see Peter's hand.
Yeah. What can he do? He could have, since he was contemplating using 3 mana, and I don't see a Thalia on Mario's side, so maybe he has Intuition or an Oko.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't have white mana.
Judge call?
Yeah, there could be a question regarding some interaction. Possibly.
Yeah, I think that's a judge call now.
Yeah.
I think Peter is asking him something.
Mm-hmm.
Does he pass the turn here?
It seems like it, yeah.
So no combo now.
Yeah, I could see an end of turn intuition coming from Peter's side.
But there's a Thalia on board.
Yeah, you can still pay for it.
Oh yeah.
By the way, we have 9 subscribers already.
Oh wow, that's great. I
Nice.
didn't get that actually.
Yeah.
I didn't caught that.
So,
thank you for all of your subscribes.
Really, really nice. Yeah, a lot of people actually subscribed when we off stream.
Really cool. If you subscribe to our channel, it helps us grow this channel and make more and even better streams. Every subscription runs directly into the channel, so we put everything into it to bring it the best possible legacy experience.
Yeah, very nice.
Yeah, these are always the Death and Taxes matchups are very hard on the brain. They are always there are so many triggers and so many things to consider, and so many ways to go that sometimes it gets really tiring and really hard.
I agree. Yeah, for my tastes, there are just so many creatures on this battlefield.
I think your preferred number would be 0.
Yeah, or I can get behind a handful of tokens. That's fine. Or a single big Tarmogoyf or a Dark Confident or something like that.
Did you say tokens like spirit tokens and elementals?
I was mostly talking about goblins.
Okay, yeah, that's for sure. That's also good. A huge empty is what we need.
Oh yeah.
It's a shame that it isn't that good anymore. The empty warrants is often not enough from TES or from Ant.
True, yeah. I rarely go for empty in the past. But frankly, Ad Nauseam is more often than not my turn 1 plan now, because it basically gets rid or plays around everything, which is really nice. It plays around Graveyard Hate and also plays around cards like Spirit of the Labyrinth, and is, if it resolves, despite the life loss constraint, the safest you can do.
Oh yeah, for sure. And it's funny how Peer into the Abyss has fallen out of favor that fast.
Yeah, I mean, the 2 mana extra is just way too big of a deal.
Oh yeah, for sure. But I think it's cool because it's still a very nice budget option for if you choose to buy into Legacy. There's a nice Peer into the Abyss list from Jax MTG on Twitter. He's probably the deck fast combo brewer outside.
Okay.
And he has built blue-black Peer into the Abyss Tendril Storm combo. I think without any duel.
Okay. And what is the idea? Nice. Is it like a combo deck with Echo and Peer?
No, it's just Peer. Peer and just mana acceleration, yeah.
Okay, yeah. Mm-hmm.
So it's basically very cheap, and if you want to get into Legacy, that's it's a very neat idea. Okay, so the cheetah goes through. Okay, so he blocks with the elk token. Has he now tapped the tomb to play something end of turn?
Yeah, let's see. Oh, is he that he maybe wants to sack a food token?
No, he blocked with the elk.
Okay.
He blocked it with the elk.
Interesting. Probably this was just a port from Mario.
Okay, yeah, I got it now. So no intuition end of turn. So a fetch here.
I mean, he could have cast it in response to the port, of course.
Yeah. So that tells us he doesn't have an intuition.
Yeah, not really. And I'm not sure how good the intuition would be. Because I'm not sure if there is a grindstone in the graveyard. They might all...
He could go intuition, grindstone, Divine's Reclamation.
Yeah, if there is a grindstone left, yeah. Mm-hmm. Sure.
Ooh, Engineering Explosives on 2.
This hits the Thalia, the Stormforge.
Board.
The entire board?
Almost the entire board, yeah. Also the Painter.
Also the Painter, yeah.
Yeah. But he has to do it. I'm not sure if he has to do it now.
Yeah,
also the Spirit should have been gone.
The Spirit should also be gone, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, this is a reset of the board.
Do you think it was the right call to do it now? What would you have waited?
I don't think there is a reason not to wait, actually. You can just wait and see what your opponent is doing, and you can always activate it in a pinch.
Yeah, the worst case scenario would be to let him attack and then crack it.
Yeah, yeah.
Which is basically the same outcome, and you just have a little bit more. Surgically.
Surgically for the painter. And we lost Peter.
And we lost Peter.
Oh, surgically for painter. This is really strong and annoying. I think.
Shame scoop.
Shame scoop, yeah. Yeah, I have to say, without an opportunity for Peter to assemble the combo, this looks really rough now. Especially since he put high emphasis on the combo plan in general, as he has the Veil of Summers, the Teferi in his deck.
Oh yeah, so this gets very interesting. I'm not sure if he has a way to win now.
Not a good way.
If he bought a Karn?
A Karn would be good, of course, yeah.
Can he take one of his painters that got exiled with surgical?
Yeah.
Okay.
Karn is able to do this, yeah.
Okay, so they search out the library for the rest of the painters. There's another one. I haven't caught it. Is there a Karn in there?
I didn't catch it either, unfortunately. There must be some way for Peter to win the game.
Yeah, just another Oko.
Oko.
I don't get why he didn't force it. He has double force in hand.
He's double force in hand, yeah.
So maybe he has to have a way to win.
Interesting, yeah. He has a Divine Reclamation also, but no wet mana. Okay, what is the... So what's... Oh, what is Peter's idea for the forces in his hand?
Really strange decision here.
Yeah. Yeah, he must be really confident about a different game plan.
So what's this now? Is it another surgical? I think it's another surgical. But on what? There's no grindstone. On Oko? Maybe on Oko. No, but I don't think he has enough time to wait for a Karn.
I don't think so either, yeah.
Okay, that gets hardcast forced.
This was another surgical?
Yeah, another surgical, yeah.
Okay, and the target was?
We didn't see it.
Okay.
We just checked the graveyard and unfortunately we didn't get it.
Interesting idea. I'm certainly curious about Peter's opinion on the surgical on the painter when he could have forced it. So, ensnaring bridge.
About the second one. Ensnaring bridge is great.
It buys him some time, yeah.
Okay, he has 3 cards in hand, so he can attack. But he can't.
And Peter's on 2 life now, right?
Yeah, so he can't activate the tomb anymore.
He can't activate the tomb. This is also a problem. He has a force still in his hand. The reclamation.
He has too much cards in hand, so the apparition can attack.
This is a problem, yeah. Seems like this is just the match.
Okay, yeah, that's GG. He has no white source.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was our round 3. Shall we take a look into the backup match?
Yeah. Is this still going on? Maybe we can check in to see the other guys.
Yeah, they're still playing.
Okay, so we can switch to the backup match. They have 1 minute left, so maybe it is good.
It's 1-1, and
1-1.
It's 15-6 for Andreas from the live totals.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, Andreas is rushing today undefeated. And again, a very fast match here. I think that was the scoop from Matthias.
Just before extra turns. Also not sure. Just before extra turns, as it seems.
Yeah, with a huge Goyf and the Mandrills on board. No, he just... Yeah, it was a scoop.
Yeah,
okay, it was a scoop. So, our 2 quarter-finalists are Andreas Schaubmeier and Mario Hinterberger.
I will quickly update the standings.
You update the standings, and I go tell them that we need to have an interview now.
Yes, they can make themselves ready. I will prepare the standings for you guys so that we can have a quick look at them. And then we can have hopefully a short interview with our 2 quarter-finalists.
So I'm back. I told them that they could make themselves ready for the interview.
Yeah. I just
for
prepared the standings.
Yeah. On Group B, we've got Andreas Schaubmeier with astonishing 12 points.
Oh, I'm sorry. I think this is wrong, actually, because Andreas won the last match also, right?
Yeah. So it's also on 15 points.
It's 15 points, yeah.
Christoph. Mario Hinterberger with 10 points as the follow-up. Then Peter Plank unfortunately lost every match today, and also Matthias Höller unfortunately lost every match today. So Mario Hinterberger has
advanced.
How do you say this? He rolled up the field from behind.
Yeah, kind of. I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, kind of. So these are our two quarter finalists.
Finalists, yeah. Hopefully we can get Andreas and Mario into the booth to have a quick interview with them. So I will suggest a short break to make this happen for you.
Yeah, again, 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Till the interview.
So stay tuned for that.
Nick einfach wieder. And so it ends the Group B of the Austrian Legacy League Cup. We are now live with our 2 quarterfinalists, Andreas Schaubmeier on Devler and also Mario Hinterberger on Defend Texas.
Nice
so,
hype.
Hype. Woo, very great, very cool matches from you guys. My first question is for Mario. Mario, you really rolled up the field from behind. You were on 3rd place in the beginning, and then you advanced into the quarterfinals. How do you feel now going into the elimination round?
Yeah, to be honest, I'm a little bit surprised that I achieved the quarterfinals. Because before the second round today started, I thought, yeah, okay, let's have a look. I'm on the 3rd place.
Yeah.
Just do what you can do and don't pressure yourself and do your best.
Yeah, I have to say you really put up some great games of Devon, Texas tonight.
Thank you very much.
I really enjoyed watching it.
Yeah, for sure. Like we said, the brain work that it takes for piloting Devon, Texas makes even my brain hurt just by watching it. So you have to weigh all these options you have and what to do next. It's kind of great. I really like that style. And so for the second question, Andreas, you made a really nice 3-0 this time. You are now standing on 15 points, the same as Christoph Igelsberg from the Group A.
Very impressive.
Very impressive, very nice games, very clean play style from you.
Thank you.
How do you feel advancing into the elimination round and into the quarterfinals? And also, how did you feel about your matches?
I feel really good advancing to the quarterfinals. I mean, I really like the deck. I'm used to it and used to the playstyle. That's what I like to play, and I love it. Yeah. And about I think that I was most nervous about the matches against Peter because the deck is a bit like it's a rogue deck. Yeah, we have to select it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I studied his list and tried to do my best.
And you crushed him, right?
Really cool.
You crushed him, right?
Basically, yeah.
This was a 2-0 crush, right? I'm not sure.
I had 3 doubles in the air, and the Force was coming, and he got nothing.
I mean, one of the good things about this is that Peter can now commentate on all the rest of the matches and the streams. I mean,
even if one of us advances into the elimination round, so that's kind of great. We have at least one guy who's commentating.
Yeah.
So
just for you guys.
Yeah.
So one of us has to advance.
So actually, we can, based on this tournament plan we have, you know your opponents already for the quarterfinals.
That's great. But before we start to this, I just wanted to ask one question. Why did you board Winterop versus Devon, Texas? We didn't get it.
I think the role of Devler in this matchup is to be aggressive and disruptive at the same time. So you can take the control part, and Winterop shuts down their ports. If they don't have Vile and I board hate against Vile, or I'd like to force a Vile on turn 1 to be the aggressive part, to keep on dazing and keep them low on the ground. And it's a disruptive piece, I think, and
makes sense. Yeah, if you choose this kind of strategy, it fits the bill.
So basically, you have to know who's the beatdown here.
Yeah, you have to know, and I also like to board in Winterop against Esper Vile, because it's the same case for me, mostly. If they don't have the Val, they are, most of the time, a clunky deck. 2 drops, 3 drops, everything costs mana to activate.
Yep.
It's the same for Def and Texas, to be honest. Without a Val, it's not as powerful as with Val.
Yeah.
Just so much difference between the strength. So interval is one of the most important things in general.
For sure, yeah. Otherwise, this deck wouldn't function.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so now knowing this was a question that I wanted to ask. We are going now into the quarterfinals. You know your opponents already, like Daniel said.
Yes. So Andreas, you will have to face Christian Münster in the quarterfinals. So
Christian.
This will be Maverick versus your Rock Delver. How do you feel about this matchup?
Especially that I know he plays Absalom Maverick with the Black Splash. I don't feel comfortable. I don't know the exact numbers if you can have some, but I don't feel good if I have to be honest.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, he has Black for Plague Engineer, Decay, which deals with all of my threats basically, and yeah.
Yeah, also Plague Engineer on Wizard is kind of a beating versus you.
For sure.
I hope those blazing volleys come and serve me.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah, kind of great.
Do you know if he plays Knight of the Reliquaries?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's an open deck list, so you can take a look at it all the time.
The exact.
Yeah. He has the knights as well. Mm-hmm.
So I also think it's a hard matchup for you.
Oh, definitely. But I saw the Chalice of the Voids in his sideboard too, so
yeah, that's true.
You just basically have to do what Delver does and just out-Delver them.
I think so, yeah.
Have 3 Delvers on turn 2, flip them all, and then just turn them sideways. Okay.
Easy win.
And for Mario, your opponent will be Christoph Igelsböck on
Eldrazi.
Yes. Black-White Eldrazi with 4 Plague Engineers in the main. I assume you're not happy to see this.
So he really hates me and my deck. So eliminate, and he's very aggressive build. I've never seen such build before, or I've never played against it. I only know the traditional colorless one. So Wasteland is one of my best cards.
Yeah.
But I don't really know how to do it. I don't have much experience against Eldrazi. Just played 1 or 2 times against it in paper. It was altogether. If I have a sword or if I have a path to exile, then it's fine. But Reality Smasher or Fortnite Seer really gets me here. And Plague Engineer is a pain in the where. So I don't really know. I don't know. I'm very glad to be in the quarterfinals. Just every round I get further, I'm more happy about it.
Awesome.
Okay, yeah, that seems awesome. Yeah, I heard that back in the day when I played Def in Texas, that the key to winning is Batterskull, deploying Batterskull
against Eldrazi.
Mm-hmm.
Against Eldrazi, yeah.
Okay. Yeah,
for sure.
I don't think they can handle it.
Yeah, if you can equip it to one of your creatures, they typically should be bigger than most Eldrazi's. For sure.
Yeah, to flicker wisp, to fly over and to gain life and block some creatures.
For example,
sure, it's a good strategy. Maybe I I watch some YouTube videos where they play against it to educate myself.
Well, it's certainly a good idea, yeah, for sure.
Yeah. What comes to my mind when I think about me playing against Eldrazi? Bortos Mother's Art.
Yeah, that's a good hint. Sure, yeah, because Plague Engineer is also not the best. I can block with a mother.
Yeah.
So I think he will choose human, more or less, most of the time. Yeah.
Most of the time, definitely.
Fuck.
Okay.
Four Plague Engineers, man. Oh my god.
So basically, you both guys see you more in the underdog rule in the underdog category here in the quarterfinals.
Yeah, I do.
I do, for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, it will be interesting to watch.
Yes.
I think.
And I like being in the underdog role and
still winning. Yeah.
Still winning.
Just ask Gino. Gino can certainly tell you stories about Plague Engineers.
Yeah, he knows the beats.
He was in the group. He was in this group.
Yeah.
Gino was in the group with, I think 6 Plague Engineers main deck.
Get wrecked. Yeah, with else.
This was.
That was just a beating. Oh my god.
Not very pleasant for him.
But he really fought well.
Gino.
So really.
Yeah, but Gino is also
thumbs up for Gino. Great Elves player. And yeah, I think with this we wrap it up here. Are there any questions you want to ask, Daniel? Or our 2 quarterfinalists? Do you have some questions you want to ask?
Or say something?
Or say something to our community, yeah.
It's your...
Yeah. Thanks for watching. Subscribe. Rate.
Very good,
and do everything we get bigger and bigger.
Yeah.
I appreciate the opportunity to play in this event because it's definitely an alternative for me due to this COVID time.
For sure, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, seeing my friends, seeing their faces. And having 3 Delvers out against them.
Awesome.
That was always great. Yeah. So yeah, I think with this we wrap it up here. You can. So why don't we start with you? Where can we find you, Andy? Is there somewhere on Twitter or social media where we can find you?
I mean, you can find me on Twitter, but I'm not that active. I'm just I signed on Twitter to follow famous MTG to get some information and tips.
That's how everything started at first.
I mean, sure. So if you want to meet, it's at TrueAndy91. Like True Name Nemesis, like True Andy 91.
Okay.
On Moto.
Okay.
Nice.
That's great. And Mario, do you've got a Twitter?
I'm not very on social media. I'm more Reddit or Discord.
Okay.
And yeah, I'm a very shy guy, so.
That's okay. Everything's different.
We can find you on the Austrian Legacy Cup for sure.
Oh yeah, in the quarterfinals.
And in the Austrian Legacy community as well.
That's true.
Yeah.
Okay, so and Daniel, how about you?
I'm on Twitter. I'm a little bit more active, but not that much actually. At Flying Delver, you can find me and follow all the updates on Austrian Legacy. Mostly what I'm doing right now. Philip, I'm mostly just retweeting your stuff actually.
I have seen it, yeah. I'm probably the most active of us on Twitter. You can find me on Twitter. It's @FinnecMTG, PHINEKMTG. Also, you can follow the Austrian Legacy League content on @Austrian_legacy on Twitter. If you like what we are doing, subscribe to our Twitch channel down below. You can also subscribe with your free subscription from Prime. It helps us grow the channel and also bring you better streams. Then you can also, it would be great if you would subscribe to our YouTube channel. It's also down below in the info box. And also there you can find the In Response, a Legacy podcast. It's a podcast from Daniel, Peter, and myself about our beloved format, Legacy. And tomorrow we are recording with Mark-Eric Vogt. He's at ICame2Game on Twitter. You probably know him. He's the GP Bologna 2019 winner, also the Lotus Box event winner from November, I think. And he's the probably the best known person for Bunt Miracles, I think.
Or at least right now, for sure.
Wow. Oh, yeah. And he's a very great player, and I'm looking forward to this episode. This episode will air. It's a special Christmas episode on 25th of December. So basically next Friday on 16 p.m. CET.
Yep.
And I think that's probably everything. So like and subscribe.
Yeah, this is, by the way, was the last stream of this year. Wish all of you, of course, happy holidays, happy new year, and the next stream will be on 2nd of January, where we go on with the group stage of Group C.
There you can see Daniel playing his beloved Ant.
Get crushed.
It can happen.
MTG time.
Yeah. So with that.
Okay, with this, we wrap it up and see you next time. We hope you had a nice evening.
Bye. Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Goodbye.
Bye.